last week. Beautiful week of rain for us, not for Mike. Mike, it's never raining in Las Vegas, right?
Well, let's see. Today it's almost 105 Fahrenheit.
So it means like 35 something.
Almost 40.
Wow, crazy. For us, it's like
40.5 here.
Yeah, but for us in Seattle, it's 40.5 Fahrenheit. Let's say that. It's more like 50, but something like 10, 15 Celsius max. It's crazy. Just raining. Well, not raining all the time, but every day. Tomorrow should be better. The 60s. So I don't know what I mean by that, but they actually, oh, they were, okay, maybe he made a demo about, oh, yes. They've all load their app. And you see search page. Yeah, I can't remember. Today. Where is the page for today? What do we have? Demos. Usually there is a demo from Lombiq Technologies is not here. Victoria has a demo, I'm sure.
No, unfortunately, not now.
One day we'll have a demo. So Victoria, what do you have to say today?
Yes, thank you. So I would like to mention again that we will have the Orchard Harvest Conference in Las Vegas in this September. And you can find all the important information at the web page. And the most important thing now is that there is still time for applying as a speaker. And I would like to encourage everyone from the community, even if you are an experienced community member or a beginner, that you should apply as a speaker as well. And if you maybe have a question or you are not sure what you could talk about, you can also contact us, and we will help you to decide on the Orchard Harvest at lombiq.com or the contact at orchardcore.net email addresses, but you can also write us on the GitHub discussion or any other way as you wish. But we are really open for every applicant.
I haven't. We'll get fired. Okay. Clicks Studio. Status. Orchard 1, same as last week. There is a PR to update in PC SQL in deck. Hasn't been merged. Orchard core. 528, 528. So that's here. Raise packaging and a preview was voice menu triggered. The preview workflow is why? Why do you manually trigger a preview workflow?
Because if we ever want to run it manually, we should also release. So we don't just release only on schedule, but also on demand.
Oh, right. I forgot that we were releasing now on schedule and not on each main commit. Okay, so as a reminder, just not from my side, we used to release a preview package, a preview set of packages and Longsmith repository on every commit to main, every pair that was merged. But it's an issue with the quotas that we have to generate in packages because each version is taking a lot of space and we do a lot of PRs, so that's a lot of disk space that is used on Cloudsmith. So because of the quota, now it's released once a day, or on the schedule, but I think it's once a day. Or we can adapt the schedule.
What's that? Once a day right now. Correct.
So yeah, it's okay. Commits from the last 24 hours. Okay, once a day, and if there is a change, by the way, which is clever. But you say that if we are running the workflow manually, not on a schedule, like, oh, we need to ship it now, we can't wait for tonight, then if the workflow is run, then manually, then it will also generate the packages. Okay. Mark the picker permissions as obsolete.
So a lot of the ones we had before, it looks like line 11 right there, one static property pointing to another. And I'm guessing we did that at some point to keep it backward compatible.
No.
So no, that's not why. Okay. Well, I don't think we needed those. So we just marked them as obsolete. So that way at some point, hopefully next measure, we can remove them. Why did we add them then?
I'm trying to understand. So the fact that we point this one here from this one is just to have a static. And this, yeah. So that is, so yeah, maybe you're right, but I'm misunderstanding the question. So this one, I see. Oh, I see, because this one is actually calling another one. Yeah. So these ones used to be in this class probably, and then they were moved in this class now. Simple. And I thought the question was about this specific one pointing to this local one. Independently of this redirection, I didn't see that it was itself redirecting. My comment was about we are putting it static in an array here so that we don't instantiate it everywhere. And even though we are multiple arrays, we use the same static instance. But I didn't see that thing, which was your comment. And now I get it. And yeah, that should be pointing to the other one. Yeah. And you are making it obsolete because this is the one you should use. Okay.
No, it's not changing anything today. It's just giving you warnings. So at this point in time, but we will remove this in probably 30.0.
Okay, so this was the other way around. So this new one was pointing to the old one. Just in that case, maybe this one was wrong. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Why is it there now?
Oh, just for consistency, we had it before. It was the only one that was in the permissions, so I just moved it to here for
actually,
consistency.
I believe we have them here because they are shared across modules, and we need it across modules.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt to have it there too, just for consistency, because before it was part of the permission, the permission provider.
But the goal is to have the minimum amount of them in this core thing, I believe. Well, it's contents explore, but yeah,
but also you might want to create your own API that you want to check that permission to.
Yeah, then okay. But this is access content API. So if you have another API, you should use the other API permission. If the one before was in the same project, that it's definitely an issue. If it was in the module, then that's changing the concept. That was my first scare when I saw that here. When I opened the thing, I was like, this used to see something here. So that's why I was scared by this change when I put the first files. Common permissions should really have a minimum set of permissions, and we should not add anything unless we have to. And here, common permissions. So these ones were already common permissions.
Yeah, so that was the only one where the access content, that's the only one that I actually moved it. The rest are the same, just adding. Yeah, that's the only one.
How's the GraphQL one? I can't find it. This one, common permissions and GraphQL. It's not there. I don't know where it's coming from.
Look at that warning. The warning has the full namespace. If you were looking at earlier, we're looking at the permission provider. There is in the warning, I put the full namespace, so you can look at it if you want. And you see, look at the error message or the warning message. There's the full namespace. So it's in the APIs.GraphQL.
So that's different common permissions. That's weird. Okay, so I get that the GraphQL one is common because multiple modules want to see, can you actually run GraphQL? It's not like code execute content GraphQL, execute workflow GraphQL. This is execute GraphQL. And that's why I think it's different. And this one, which is access content API, which is only in the content module. Until you need to share it. Okay. Next. Page 6. No PR. Which is adding away from the registration script to access more properties of claims and change them dynamically. Helpful ShellFeaturesManager extensions. This feature enabled. Simplifying our unknown recipe execution. I believe we talked about it last week, and that's why we changed it.
Yeah, we just don't need a dictionary, just a list of errors.
Good.
Cleaner.
Thank you. Controller type extensions should look for ControllerBase by controller type extensions. Test. Oh, so the controller type we are passing should check that it's a controller base, not just a controller. Okay. Those APIs. Probably. Base. Tenant API controller. Okay. So why is ControllerBase better in this case? Okay, so controller only adds things for views. So we can just enrich from ControllerBase. That's why I was checking that. Okay. Thank you, Stack Overflow. Oh, what did you ask a question? Actually? No? Use TextArea in MarkdownField by default. Input. Okay. Why? Used a single line input field by default. Standard editor. The default editor. This one was using default input and MarkdownField. Okay. And for two different editors, multi-line and TextArea. Okay, TextArea and reviewing. Okay, so now there is no more TextArea, but the default is a TextArea. Okay, I get it. Then this is the same code. Okay, then and I believe that maybe not. I don't know what's happening, but if you had, how is it called? This is the best thing ever. If you had selected the TextArea editor before, and now there is no more the TextArea editor, will it actually fall back to the standard editor?
Yes, it will, because it's a alternate. So if
Beautiful.
it doesn't find a view, it will fall back, and that's why I removed it.
This is one of the best features in Outreach. This editor that you can select. It's kind of beautiful the way it works and customizability of that because of drivers and alternates, and I love it. I remember the discussions when we designed that, and it's beautiful. At first for the display, and then you're like, let's do that for editors, and it worked. Beautiful. Simplifies creating shell containers for tenant. Including GD3 as George last week. Simplification of the code. Thing I think one good. Maybe not, but more readable code. We don't do that. So okay. DateTimeField and full site service extension. When I saw the title of the PR, I almost thought you were working for Lombiq. Because everything they do, they call it helpful, whatever, libraries, helpful, tutorials. Site service extensions. Oh, really generic. So you don't have to call as, and your weight is nicer. That's helpful. Now it's changed everywhere. That's the only one. So this title is very bad. Next time, call it make or should better. That would be even more specific. This should have been called adding get async of t, get size estimation of t. Done. That's it. Cool. What? Configure. It was not calling. Oh, because this one is now. Why don't you? Oh no. Okay, sorry. I didn't say anything. I didn't see that it was in before there. I was thinking like I just saw this line, so I'm like, if it was really there, then just there. So let's do it there. That's okay. Nicer. Steps and then call. So now one step. Okay. Cool. Something to say. This is building the GraphQL schema. George found more issues with GraphQL, and he's got even more after that. This was a lifetime issue with the schema, but now he's fixing by passing schema instance. So we managed to lifetime of that. They don't have to be resolved. But this thing, when it's resolved, we'll get the schema that we want to pass. The docs update. We need all the missing alter content definition that have been. So now it's async only. Okay. HTTPS async. Because we have our own configure async. Which I believe is called during our own middleware when we create a tenant. Supported culturally put filter. A list of supported cultures, so you can create your own picker. Culture info, properties. It seems familiar. Subject I already mentioned, but maybe it was in a PR from Isham. And this one, yeah, I had exactly same comment, I think, with Isham. So instead of exposing a new type and the properties so that users can access these properties from this object, but this is not just true for this PR, this is true for even what was done before. Why not register why not have the filter return liquid culture objects that have custom property accessors? I'm not sure it's the thing that I asked Sam to do, but maybe that was it. I don't remember.
No, I don't disagree with you there, but you see that line 71 where we register custom culture info. That is actually something we have done. I just moved it because if you look at line the startup file in that same PR, you'll see how I removed it from there and moved it here. And dir property was there. So I just added more properties to existing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's not rated your PR. because what I'm about to say is
Yeah, you're saying put culture bar and then dir, like a filter instead of a
everything
property.
in
Yeah.
the liquid,
No,
create a liquid culture object, like a liquid culture value, like a free value, but for liquid culture. And then we could have the filter return this specific new object instead of returning culture infos, like a DTO. So we don't return the culture info and we don't have to register the culture info class. We just return a new type of fluid value, and it would have the properties that we extract from the culture info. It's just
I see.
just a DTO. You see what, like a or
Yeah,
map the culture info to our own custom type. And it could be a fluid value that would have the properties, but we could even use a dictionary fluid value. So we just return a dictionary which will have the properties, native name, display name, these ones, okay? And we can name them as we want, like 2-letter ISO language name, Sure, we can do better because we have our own filter, so we don't have to. So where is that the documentation here? Because it's our own filter, we can return our own properties. We can keep name here, display name, native name. It will have whatever code, ISO, whatever. And so we are free to do whatever I want here. Not follow the C#, because if we have our custom object, and as I said, it can be just a dictionary value, not a specific one for culture. Be easier. And by the way, the filter here, localization service set up by things. You see, we wrap it in an object value with the runtime type. We could just say in each of these culture, create a dictionary value, and just extract the properties from it we want to get, and give the name that we need. Okay. ContentCulturePicker logic back to driver. Vas-y, arrête de ride. Back. When did you get there? Is it recent? Maybe it was broken and then we fixed it.
Yeah, there's been so many changes around this that I couldn't even keep up, but it worked. He tested it and it made sense to me, so it's good, I think, hopefully.
I'm afraid it we did it for a reason. But it's less code, so I'm happy with that. So the view is just a view. And maybe what we mentioned was something different, that we wanted to initialize the data in the main shape and then call shape morphing is just a, so that's well, but here there is no shape morphing, so that's totally fine. Maybe this is what it will look like it. Text accessor and the driver. Okay. Correct the order of YouTube configurations.
So this was important because seems like in the past we've changed the order, and then we broke the reverse proxy because now the reverse proxy is registered very late in the game, and so what I did here is I made sure that the order is correct, but then we also created the configure order statics and in one class. It's kind of ugly, but at the same time, it's important because if you ever need to change these orders, you can look at them in one place and actually figure out if it makes sense to change it or not. And so that's why all these are right here. So this ensures that like the verse proxy is loaded first early on, so on and so forth. The only order that changed here is the security module, the cores, and the reverse proxy. Those are the only values that changed. The rest are the same. We just moved them here.
I don't understand that. They are the same. Okay, because either you have this one, or you have this one, or you have this one.
Yeah, so that last one, that's for the storage. The Azure Image Sharp cache,
Oh,
that's
okay.
for
Yeah,
the cache.
that's the cache. Yeah, I didn't see that. It's not the same
Yeah.
value.
So the first two are cache, and the third one is storage.
Good. I don't like it, but it's better than before.
Yeah, I think it just makes sense to put them all in the same class. So if you ever want to change them, you see all the parameters right in one place.
People can use that if they want to say, I'm not just security, whatever the value is. I don't need to know the value. I don't want to know the value.
Yeah. Yep. If you're doing a quick review without looking at the code deep, you can actually see and understand if there's a breaking chain.
Checking if the results have the document ID when you ask for document ID. In case you make a mismatch between the query you use and what you say it will return.
Yeah, and sometimes what happens if you by mistake put a star, select star, then the first column that it gets picked is the ID, and then it will almost never return a document because now you're taking the ID and you're querying with the ID and not the document ID. So this is better because we first see if there's a document ID in the returned column. So even if you use a star, I mean, we still try to make it work, even though it's not a good idea to put a star in there. But yeah, so that's what
it was named return documents and not return content items.
Yep, it was, I guess, a typo. Because in some places, like Elastic Query, it's called something with items, return item documents. In the SQL query, it's called return documents, which is an issue in itself because, like, you got to be consistent, but we're not.
I didn't think it was an issue anymore because we have the option to say private setters or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what I thought too. That's what was my comment. He said it's still required. So I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal.
Cool. Questions, topics? Yeah.
You want to really quick? I'm not sure if we have any, but if you want to look at just the 2.0 issues, if we have any, we need to address. I haven't seen any, but
Time span. That's interesting. Well, no, this is not the correct time span format. The time span format will have 001305.
yeah, I also seen that. I guess it's the culture. It depends on the culture you use. It converts it differently.
Yep.
So the culture that he's using, that's how it's converting it or storing it, I think.
I don't think
But
so. Time
you
span
don't,
is very
yeah.
technical and it always uses the 3 parts, hour, minute, seconds. 0000. So you need 2 columns like this. I don't think it's really the culture. The question is like it was serialized as a time, maybe. This isn't a valid time span. You can't bind that property to a time span. And actually, there is a limitation in system Json because there is an actual format for time spans in JSON, which is a char like P, I think, for period like P 13:05. So it's very specific format, which is not supported by system Json. And the issue was filed a month ago because we found it while doing some other projects. But this is not a time span. This is a string representing something. Maybe it will parse date time. I'm not even sure it parses the date time. It passes at a date time, but it definitely doesn't pass as a time span. It passes at a time span. Okay, so interesting. I'm totally wrong. So this is handled as 13 hours and 5 minutes. Interesting. Same as that thing. Pretty sure we've had to do that. And the thing that is not supported is this thing. Okay, so TimeField value. Okay, we have a TimeField. I found my custom column. Indexing SQL, TimeField. Okay, maybe an STJ breaking change. So we have to deal with that. And what we can do for that is have a custom serializer for the TimeField. So that we can convert this string to a value. Why is string? That may be the issue. TimeField is a time span, and in the base it's a string because of the SQL. So that's the question to ask. Why? Why is it deserializing a string to TimeField? String. That's their code. So that's our code. TimeField index provider. Yeah, so if you create a recipe like this, system takes Json will fail because it can't deserialize it. The question is why do you have? Oh, maybe JSON.NET was serializing time spans like this, and then when we deserialize this JSON, the system takes Json, it doesn't fail. Possible. Okay, that will make sense. See? But okay, that's why. Yes. Okay. And this is not rated to person. Interesting. So anything that will go to a time span, until anything that will go to date time. So So it is probably the way JSON.NET is serializing it. But system text JSON should do that, definitely. And to say what you said, Mike, might be right. This might be related to the culture. Let's say the values. So it's possible that the current culture was used to save the date time and time span types using TensorFlow. But system text JSON is culture insensitive in this case and says this is not a date time understand or this is not a time span understand. Okay. All done. See you on Thursday.
Thank you.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
then.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
The old gang, the same gang, the Thursday gang. Awesome.
Yeah.
Bye.